Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, September the 7th, 2023. Thursday, September the 7th. Let's see what's going on in Genoa City Land. Well, we have, this was funny. Billy has taken up where Ashley left off. Although you want to know something, what he is suggesting makes 100% logical sense. 100%. It's like he told Jack. Well, first of all, he goes in the office and says, Jack, I would like to speak to you. And Jack is like, look, if it's yet another argument with you, I don't want to hear it, don't have time for it. Mind you, Jack's in the boardroom where Diane works. Now, Diane is chief talent officer with her own office. She never works in it. She works in the boardroom. As a matter of fact, you see her filing files, her employee files, applications, right there in the boardroom filing cabinet. Why isn't she in her own office? Now, it used to be Diane couldn't stay out of Jack's office because Jack was always working in his office. He is a CEO. Well, if she's in the building, she's in the boardroom, he is too. So Billy says, Jack, I would like to speak to you. And Diane was filing and she stood up and looked and he goes, alone, please. Oh, when he said that, now Jack is here. Diane is behind Billy because Billy came in the door. But Jack has clear eyesight to Diane past Billy, right? But when Billy said, alone, please, Diane went, oh, like, oh. And so Jack says, if Diane wants to stay, she can stay. And Billy looked at him and Diane says, I've got some things I need to do. I'll leave you two to talk. So she leaves. And that's when he goes, look, if this is another round, another fight with you, I don't have time for it. I don't even want to do it. He goes, and neither do I, Jack. This is quite the opposite. I have a solution. So Jack said, let's hear it. Okay, we need to put in place that I read your prenup agreement, Jack. And the paragraph that pertains to Jabot, very ambiguous. There's a lot of room for misinterpretation there. We need to put in place that Diane would not inherit a seat on the board until proper time that she proves herself worthy of her position. Oh, Jack hit the roof. I will not. Her work acclimate. And Billy says, wait a minute. What about her work acclimate? You really don't know what it is, Jack, and neither do none of us. You put her in a position she is not qualified for, nor has she earned. Yes, she has earned it. He goes, no, nor has she earned. And you did it without proper procedures, without board approval. Now, this would alleviate any misunderstandings. It's a simple document, Jack, that we need to put into the bylaws. Now, mind you, Jack didn't have a problem putting that secret bylaw that no one but a blood abbot could take over Jabot. To actually, that was to make sure, who was it, Phyllis? That Phyllis couldn't walk away with the company. I think that's who it was for. But in essence, when he needed to use it against Ashley, oh, he sure did. He sure did in a heartbeat. And to my knowledge, I don't know that. I think he did rescind that in the end after one of their 20th wars. Ashley and Jack, they're always fighting. I think he did rescind it, especially when she walked away with all her patents and everything, right? I think after that, when they started talking again, he amended that. That's when I think. Anybody else in Comment Corner land remember how that happened? Go ahead and put that in Comment Corner. But Jack wasn't having it. How dare you? I trust Diane's worth ethics and acclimate more than you. Of course, he would say more than you, his own brother. And that's what Billy was talking about. And Billy said, Jack, you are not thinking straight where Diane is concerned at all. And somebody needs to protect the company, and that somebody's going to be me. Now, you notice, just take a quick look at how Billy walked into the office. You see, yes, he has his suit jacket on and he has his suit slacks on, but Billy's not in a tie. Billy didn't come to work. He didn't come there dressed for work. Now, the whole time when Diane was going through her whole ordeal, Billy was exec dressed to the T. He's already starting to shed that executive attire slowly but surely, right? Slowly but surely. So when he walks out, Diane is just sitting on the couch outside of the door. And she goes, do you have something to say to me, or should I just go in there and ask Jack? And I think Billy said, no, I'm trying to put things in place to protect Jabot against you, you, if things aren't warranted. And she just looked at him, right? So she goes in and, oh, Jack is, how dare he, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. He's already talking, I need you to step up if Billy this and that. And she already told him, she said, you know what, Jack? Because he already pretty much offered it to her. He really did. And she says, no, there's one person that's more qualified for that position than I am, Jack. And that's our son, Kyle. Kyle walked away from the family. She goes, nonetheless, that should be Kyle's position if Billy is no longer going to be in it. Jack. So now we have Nikki. Nikki has Kyle coming over to the new working office. She has one. Well, no, she's in flux right now. She's in flux, you know. So she's taking Victor's home office seat of authority. She's sitting right there. And he's trying to do some small talk about something. And she goes, yeah, we'll talk about new media in just a minute. First of all, I want to talk about what the heck, she didn't say heck, are you doing with your life? And what is going on with Audra Child? Nikki laid into him. And Kyle said, Audra and I have broken it off. And that's a non-issue. And she says, I want you to repair your marriage with Summer. She thought she could use that. And Kyle says it won't be repaired. It can't be repaired. And so she says something about you haven't really tried, and you've broken my granddaughter's heart, or the wreckage you've made of my granddaughter's, which ain't true. And so Kyle said, listen, with what Summer did, she broke my trust. All to help her mother at the expense of me, Harrison, our marriage, and my mother, letting her stay in jail. I can't forgive that. It got to the point every time Summer left the house, I had to wonder, where was she really going? I will never live like that again. And he told Nikki, so if you feel you need to fire me, fire me. And she says, well, as much as I hate to hear this, I understand I can't control it. I can't. But what I can control is the work environment. Now, Audra Child speaks very highly of you. So no, I know you, Kyle, and I'm going to use your attributes. They're going to be useful. And he goes, and what attributes might that be? And she ended up saying stuff like ruthless, cold-hearted, ready to ready to step over anybody to get what you want. And Kyle looked at her and he goes, and you find those good professional qualities, right? And she's like, oh yeah, it could be very useful in business. Mm-hmm. Meaning, I know you'll throw Audra under the bus if you had to, if I would give you Audra's job. Checkmate, right? Because he would. Because he would. So they ended up, she said, no, I'm going to keep you on with one caveat. And I told Audra this, and I want to make sure you understand me. If there is any hint that you two are still carrying on in a relationship, in a personal, intimate relationship, I'm going to fire the both of you immediately. And he's like, understood, and it won't be a problem. So he leaves, he goes to the park, he's in a piss poor mood, pissy. Because for one, I think he is starting to miss summer, but his anger won't let him even really feel it, right? So Abby, who's in everybody's, Billy goes to see Abby. Abby has to call Uncle Jack and snitch on Billy to Jack. So she has this long conversation with Kyle, and Kyle says, I'm fine, Abby. I'm okay, Abby. You can't be. I went through something similar, and I know when you bottle it up, blah, blah, blah. This is what'll happen. That's what he goes, I'm not you, Abby. And I'm going to tell you like I've told everybody else, I'm okay. Stay out my business. And so she's kind of like, it's me, Kyle, though. It's me. He shut Abby down, walked away from her. You know what Abby does? Uncle Jack, I just saw Kyle in the park, and I think he's headed down a bad path, the wrong path. Abby, right? So we also have Jack after the Billy debacle, him talking to Diane, saying, you know what? I might have to let Billy go because, this Billy's a powder cake right now. And I don't even know, I can't trust him. And so Diana's like, part of I'm the one who mentioned for him to be the double agent and blah, blah, blah. Jack says, yeah, but whatever, however it started, Billy was supposed to, be on our side, and now he's switched. He's supposed to have my back. Oh, come on now. Right? I already knew you start down that road, that never works out well. So then this is what was good. Nate and Audra were having breakfast, and he said, okay, now you know the rules. Nikki Newman said, personal relationship with Kyle, if you're still in it or still carrying on with him, you're going to lose your job. And she's like, noted, I'm not. And he goes, Audra, I hope you're telling the truth, because this is going to end badly for you if you're not. And he's standing up, and her coy look on her face, she's like, no, I'm gonna be good. I mean, every facial expression she could make was telling him, yeah, I'm lying to you, but y'all got to catch me. And he stood up and he buttoned his jacket. He goes, okay, don't make me look bad. And so Nikki walked in and heard the don't make me look bad. And so she goes, now, how could Audra Charles make you look bad? And Nate looks at Audra. He looks at Nikki and he looks at Audra. And Audra says, no, Nate told me, just don't take my foot off the gas at Newman Media. continue bringing my A game, which I plan on doing, so I don't make him look bad. And Nikki goes, mm-hmm. She goes, yeah, it's good advice. She says, and you know what? You two seem to spend a lot of time together, even though you no longer work in the same division. Like, what's going on with that, right? So she's looking at Audra, and Audra's phone, you know how text message chime. So she, as Nikki's talking, picks up her phone, and she's like, mm-hmm. And Nikki's like, and the smile on that top left uh picture, that's her on her cell phone. And Nikki's like, something amusing. So she looked up and she goes, oh, private joke between friends, you know, between me and a friend. And so Nate is looking at her like, uh-uh, something is not right, right? You're not going to be rude while Nikki's there talking to actually read your text and chuckle like, hey, I'm not paying attention to nothing else. I'm paying attention to this. And so Audra says, oh, but you know what? She stands up. Thank you for breakfast, Nate. I'll see you there. I have to get back to the office. So she stands up and she leaves, and she's got her phone in the hand. And she walks out, and Nikki says, Nate. And she walks by him. And Nate is watching Audra walk out through the pane glass that you can see when people coming in and out of society. And there she is. She's got her phone and she's smiling, you know, trying to get to the park because Kyle wants to meet her in the park for some lemonade. So you know what Nate does? Nate follows her. And mind you, Kyle ran into Billy at Crimson Lights, and Billy was his same old Billy, you know, stewing, saying, you know, yes, could be some problems at Jabot and blah, 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 you know, not that you stayed in the family, whatever. They have their little snipey comments to each other. Now, isn't it funny? Kyle couldn't stand Adam in the co-CEO job. Kyle can't stand his own flesh and blood, his own uncle, Billy. Same attitude. You could swear he was talking at him, right? So then Kyle says, well, whatever your beef is, you just make sure you better not mess with my mother. And he walked out with the 2 lemonades. So Nate is sneaking behind someone. You can't see Nate, but we saw him follow her there and kind of peek. And now he's out of sight. Kyle comes up with the lemonade, gives it to her, and he leans all into her. And she kind of leans back a bit, looking around, and she goes, no, no, no. And he goes, yeah, you know, you could all there, right? All Nikki had to do was be Nate, and she would see what was happening. So then they said, well, I'll see you at work, right? Because we can't be really caught together. So Kyle leaves, and Audra's standing there. Oh, just the cat's meow. Like, oh, yeah, I'm getting away with this. Nate comes stepping around, and he walks up to her. He said, so you lied to me, Audra. And what's worse, you're lying to Nikki Newman. And Audra just looks up at him like, yeah, and it's going to be, I don't know what you're talking about. I was just meeting a colleague here for lunch. There's nothing, I mean, in the park for some lemonade, nothing wrong with see. But Nate is gonna really get on her for that and really talk to her about it, because now he sees, oh, she ain't done. And no matter what anybody says, she's gonna do what she wants to do. So we'll see how he handles that. So let's go to comment corner. Anita says, Kyle and Audra do not know the locations of other hotels and motels away from the GCAC. I was laughing. What happened to being sneaky? Kyle walked up the service stairs, no freight elevator. I'm telling you, That 10 to 14-story GCAC has no elevator. That's ridiculous. Never seen one. Never. Queen of the South says, spoiler alert, and confirmed, Victor takes the CEO position from Victoria next week. She will be demoted to, she will be demoted to CEO or to co-CEO, which she was. She was always co-CEO with Nikki. Or maybe what, Nikki was co-CEO to her. But I thought co means two. We're sharing it. That's what I thought. Nice. Victoria will finally get it. Well, let's see. If he does, who's CEO? Is he gonna put himself back to work? Or is he gonna let Adam be on top of she will quit. If Adam, Nikki too. Oh my goodness. Let's see what Victor does next week. LaShunta says, I can't wait till she gets hers, Vicky. I hate how she does Adam, and Victor says nothing. That's why whatever Adam do is cool. She treats Abby like crap until they sued him, meaning Victor, and needed her. No, it wasn't Victor, because you never should have let them get in your ear. I don't quite understand that one. Adam is up to something. I don't believe nothing he says. No matter what, Nick hates him, which is true. Victoria's got to have everything her way. Audra and Kyle, I can't wait till they get caught. The one who is in Victor's ear about Adam, Nikki is the one in Victor's ear. Yes, she is big time, like way too much, almost evil stepmotherish, right? Ooh, she sure is. So that's it, everybody. I will be back for tomorrow's daily recap of The Young and the Restless.